Terrific. Well, I'd like to welcome everyone to the Wednesday, July 7th, 2021, 7 o'clock meeting of the Historic District Commission for Westminster. I'll call us all to order, especially since we have a great quorum. And I usually start with a statement of authority. I hope you all received the agenda packet for today. The agenda's in there. Our statement of authority goes as follows. The Westminster Historic District Commission derives its authority from Chapter 164, Article 9A of the City Code, which is authorized by Maryland Code Annotated, Land Use Article, Division 1, Single Jurisdiction Planning and Zoning, Title 8, Historic Preservation. The qualifications of the Westminster Historic District Commission are on file at the Administration Building, 56 West Main Street. The file is open to the public, and I'm the chair. Can we take a quick roll call? Who's here?
Commissioner Aaron Burrows.
Josh,
Hi, I'm here.
you're here. Kevin Wagman,
Yes, I'm here.
and our newest member, Christine.
Here, present.
Great. So let's take a moment to introduce you, Christine. Thank you so much for your resume. I can tell we should have a cup of coffee. It's great to meet someone with some background like you have. You want to talk to us a little bit about your interest in our commission?
Well, I have a big interest in history. I'm an archivist, and I worked at several historical societies, house museums, archives, and I do have a little bit of experience with a historic area review board, similar to Westminster's previously. So, and I have a great interest in Westminster, and I think there's a lot of potential, and we just wanted to,
Well, welcome, and thank you for your contribution. I can see you're also a cat lover. So
yes,
we definitely need coffee. Great. Well, I shared with Christina, Christine, I was probably a little more organized with her than with Josh and Aaron. I sent her I asked Andrew to send her our historic district guidelines, our map of the area that we actually have some sort of input on. And I'm not sure, I hope you got our ordinance, although that's pretty thick and heady to
I think,
go
yeah, I got everything Andrew said, yes.
Yes, good. So she's had a little bit of a better head start maybe than Josh and Aaron, because we hadn't onboarded anyone in so long. I kind of forgot what they might need to know to do this, but they've both been on the board for over a year, so they figured it out the hard knocks way. So let's proceed with our agenda and go through our approval of minutes. Have you all had a chance to review these minutes? They were sent out in advance.
Yes, I have. And, as soon as we're ready, I would motion that we would approve the minutes as presented.
Terrific. Is there a second?
Second.
Before we vote, I did have a question on what is the process. Because it was an informal meeting, do those minutes still need a formal approval?
They do not.
Well, what's the harm in just formally approving them?
I just wanted clarification for my own curiosity.
So is there any motion to withdraw the second or the motion? Any discussion? Hearing none, then let's go ahead and vote on the motion as it stands on the table with the second that Kevin gave it. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Great, I hear 3 ayes, so the
Aye.
motion's, and Christina too, 4 ayes, motion carries. Thank you for those minutes. They're always excellent. I really appreciate the effort the staff puts into them. We have no old business today on the docket, but we do have some new business to move to. Who's going to be presenting the Myers Building post-construction historic tax credit application? Looks like Sandy.
I am.
Would you like to present that item?
Yes, I will. First, I want to welcome Mr. Zoller.
He is part of our Zoom meeting this evening, and he is the owner of the Myers Building LLC at 28 Liberty Street. If you all, this is a post-construction application. He has finished his project, I suppose, right, Mr. Zoller? Up to this point, right? So anyway, he would like to apply for these tax credits now that his project has been completed. On February 21st, 2020, he presented a pre-application for the historic tax credits, and he was approved by the Historic District Commission to proceed. The eligible work for the project, let me go back a little bit. So pursuant to section 143.5A, the city code states establishment of historic tax credit program for qualified expenses. In accordance with 9204 of the tax property article of the annotated code of Maryland, there is hereby established a City of Westminster real property tax credit in the amount of 10% of qualified expenses for the restoration and preservation of an eligible historic property and 5% of the qualified expenses for construction of an architecturally compatible new structure on an eligible historic property. Pursuant to city code, eligible work includes repair, replacement to exterior features, work that is necessary to maintain physical integrity of an existing structure, maintenance of the exterior of the existing structure, including routine maintenance, new construction, which this particular project did not include, and interior restorations necessary to restore and maintain historic integrity. But this project did not include that either. I hope you all had a chance to drive by the project at 28 Liberty Street and take a look at it. And the after pictures I sent you do not reflect the way the building looks today. It's beautiful. And thank you, Mr. Zoller, for your interest in maintaining the historic integrity of your building. The project description consisted of properly cleaning, preparing, scraping, painting, and caulking all exterior surfaces. The work included removing and reinstalling existing awnings, which they don't show here. They are black awnings and they're just beautiful. And replacing any rotten original storefront, replacing the white metal fascia with black matching fascia. Total cost of this project was $92,154.72. However, the applicant received a $20,000 facade improvement grant for the above work that was approved by the HDC on March 4th, 2020, leaving the remaining balance of the project $72,154.72. Therefore, the historic tax credit is limited to $7,215.47 or 10% of that remaining balance. Staff recommends the commission consider approval of the historic tax credit of $7,215.47, consistent with City Code Section 143.5B, A, B, and C, and the project cost of $92,154.72 less the $20,000 facade improvement grant, or $72,154.72. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Zoller, has the city appropriately presented the data on this particular tax credit application? Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, I think that Sandy accurately summarized it for us.
Well, thank you very much. Is there a motion about this application for tax credit?
I make a motion, we accept the amount of 10% back to the applicant, so it would be 7,000 and change.
Is there a second to accepting this tax application as presented?
I'm happy to second it.
Great. Is there any discussion? Mr. Zeller, I
Mr. Zoller, you've done a fantastic job of your property improvements within the city. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. And rest assured, the work's not done yet. We're getting ready to stripe and seal the parking lot and redo all the hallways inside. So the investment marches on. So.
Right.
So, Mr. Zoller, I have a couple questions for you. It's
Sure.
Chris McMasters. Did you find any change orders? Did you end up changing anything from what you thought you were going to be doing?
Well, yeah. I mean, there was definitely stuff that got added on. You know, when we got into it, we had a window that was completely rotten out. So we had to order a new wood window for the front Green Street side. Some of the deterioration of the dental up on the top towards the corner was worse than expected. So we had to order new pieces for the bottom of it. We actually ended up using 5-pon, not real wood for it, so it wouldn't deteriorate into the future. Some of the wood and mortar issues presented itself when we got into it pretty badly. Around the garage door bases were terribly deteriorated. We ended up having to re-pour them to try and hold them steady. We started getting worried that the piers themselves were gonna give way on the outside, so we ended up putting new metal to hold it and then kind of pouring some cement at the bottom. So a lot of different kind of stuff with that. The painting went pretty much as planned, but it was wood and mortar and some of those things that really caused us some distress as we went along.
Kind of sounds normal. I hate to say it. Sounds like what always happens when you get into an older structure. It needs a little extra. Is there anything we could have done to be a little more helpful to you?
No, I think it went great. I think the program's good. If I could find a reason to apply for more to help out as we go, the residents certainly appreciate it there. And we've gotten a lot of new tenants and they're certainly happy. We're 100% leased right now on the building, which is really nice. We're not making any money quite yet. It'll be a while because all the money we've been investing in the past couple of years, but we have kind of a long-term outlook on this, as it were. So we took on some debt in, the form of me loaning in money to the partnership, as it were. But we're taking a long-term look at it. We're trying to, I don't want to say class it up, but we're trying to elevate the building and the status. And that's why we changed the name of it too. We haven't really changed the ownership entity name, but we're trying to rebrand it, give it kind of a new life, second, third life, I guess. This would be a second as it were. So in the multifamily.
All right, great. Well, if anything comes to you, be sure and send in any suggestions you have to Mr. Gray. We always want to think of ourselves as helpful. Historic commissions get a bad rap as being the, bully boys in town. And we always want to make sure that the public finds our historic commission helpful and definitely more than willing to be a resource for you if you find other problems in your structure, even if it's not getting a tax credit. A lot of us have some experience in historic structures. So if you have some issue that comes along or question about the history of the city, we're more than willing to be a sounding board for you.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So do we have any other questions? If not, then I think we're ready to vote. Can I hear all in favor of approving this tax credit application as presented?
Aye.
Aye.
I think I got 4 ayes. That's what my ears say. So that means the motion is passed. I'll be dropping by the city and signing this application for you, Mr. Zeller, and I want to thank you for your hard work in the city of Westminster. All right, so item B is elections. Mr. Gray, would you like to talk to us a little bit about elections?
Thank you, Madam Chair. At, at your regularly scheduled meeting in the month of May, and the Historic District Commission has not had a meeting yet since May, but the commission will elect from amongst its members a chair and vice chair to serve for the term of 1 year. Staff requests that the Historic District Commission elect from among its members a chair and vice chair to serve a term of 1 year. And Madam Chair, if I may, if we can go and we'll elect the chair first and then vice chair second. And that's all that I have. Thank you.
Terrific. So are there any nominations for chair?
Nominate current chairwoman Christmas Mackers to retain her position as chairperson of the Historic District Commission for the City of Westminster.
Second,
Well, thank you. Gee, I very much appreciate that vote of confidence. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, then I think we'll just skip the formalities. Do we need to vote if there's no one else in the slate? Yes, we do, Andrew's saying. Okay. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Terrific. Thank you very much. I found this a real honor to be serving you guys for this more than a decade. I really appreciate the confidence, and I actually super enjoy the job. I don't know if it's easy to say that, I guess, but it is a lot of fun. So, all right, great. How about a vice chair? We haven't had a vice chair in a long time. Are there any nominations for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Aaron Burrows if he has any interest. I think he would be great at it.
Is there a second?
Thank you.
Second,
Thank you, Kevin. Aaron, are you interested?
I am.
Good, good. So are there any other nominations? Hearing none, then let's move to the question. All in favor of Aaron Burrows as being our vice chair, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Aye. I don't know if I can vote or not, but I say aye too. Terrific, Aaron. Congratulations to the new position of vice chair. I appreciate it. To be honest, I plan on traveling more, Aaron, so be ready. Thank
I'm
you
ready.
very much. Be ready.
Dean left some very big shoes to fill, so I'm intimidated to say the least.
Dean left some huge shoes to fill, that's for sure. And it was nice because I used to travel quite a bit. I always try to make it in between Historic District Commission meetings, but that wasn't always possible. So, all right, great. Let's move on to Historic District Commission and public comments. We have a tradition, Christine, of each commissioner talking about their activities related to the Historic District Commission. And I've even widened it up a little bit for other historic activities in town. That way we're all a little bit aware of what's happening. I personally like to know what's happening in the rest of town as far as other groups who are doing historic activities. And so it's not meant to be a, why aren't you doing something? Although sometimes I suppose it could become that. It's more just, what have you been doing to support the Historic District Commission this month? So let's begin with Kevin. What have you been doing?
Nothing but
Nothing.
supporting everybody. I like to hear how people are active. I try not to be active.
I got it, Kevin. Thank you. How about you, Josh? Anything new for us this month?
Yeah, two quick shout outs that I'll share with everyone. The first is that Aaron, Kevin, and I, as I think everybody knows, also serve on the Parks and Rec Advisory Board. And next Tuesday, July 13th at 6 p.m., there will be a ribbon cutting at the new Tahoma Farm Park to celebrate the opening of their new playground equipment there. It's a pretty cool upgrade, and the public is invited to that, I believe. And so feel free to come on out to that. Secondly, just want to give a quick plug. I believe many folks have heard of the Hey Westminster initiative that I am part of. And that is certainly something that we are always welcoming new projects from the community to apply to. And you can check it out at heywestminster.com. Our supported project this month is the Westminster Pride Festival, which is also coming up this coming weekend. And if you haven't marked your calendar for that, invite the public to come out to that on Saturday.
Yep, that's right in front of our front door at the Historic Society. We hope to be having some sales. And last time the Pride Festival came, we got a lot of foot traffic. So it's a fun thing to go to. Okay, Aaron, do you have anything you'd like to mention?
I have not done any work directly related to the Historic District Commission, other than, so we've been, as you know, Chairwoman McMasters, yourself, you've been representing the Carroll County Historical Society for the East Middle School project. That has been challenging, I guess is the right word, but to be polite, diplomatic, but it's moving forward in a way that I think we're going to find some mutual success. I think we all want what's best for the community, and I think we just have different approaches on the best way to do that. So I think when we take a step back from our, narrow focused historic lens and we have a broader picture in mind, it's easy to say, okay, I kind of understand where this is coming from. But in the interim, I hope everyone remembered the 158th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg and our local contribution to that Corpus Charge last week. So everybody was keeping that in mind, but I have no other updates other than that.
Great. I haven't heard anything much official about East Middle. Have you?
I have not heard anything since I think it was our meeting was in April. I think that was our last discussion. I have not heard anything further since then.
I have to say, I feel like we did have a positive impact, Of course, I'm not queen of the world and you're probably not king for very often, but, everything's a compromise, but you got to come out swinging if you want a middle ground. So I think we've got a compromise at least. I felt like we were heard and some of our ideas were picked up. I found it interesting that it seemed like the state had a stronger hammer.
I think that was a good that they wielded it kind of in our favor. So that was a very great.
Well, it turns out Amanda was one of my interns when I worked for the National Park Service. So it's always good to know the state reviewer.
Yeah, I'll bet.
She will make them toe the line. I guarantee you, and we'll see even better things than what they committed to. So I look forward to it. But on that topic, I did feel pretty strongly that the process was stacked against us. They didn't call us in until a half year after the funding was approved. And that's just way too late to have a meaningful impact on a program that's under such intense pressure for design and construction drawings and groundbreaking in just 1 year. For something that big, it's a ridiculous timeline, and we were really ending up sweeping up the leftovers because we were pulled in so late in the in the timeline, and COVID didn't help. But I really feel it's a structural issue. I wrote to the State Historic Preservation Officer to complain. So I don't know if it'll change anything or not. She's only got so much power herself, but Elizabeth's a good person, so we'll see. For me, I think I'm the only, for me, my work this last couple months has been mainly focused around the Historical Society, getting our financial gala up and going. That's 25% of our budget. So I can't say we met our goals this year, so we still have some pretty stark realities to wrestle with. Post-COVID on nonprofits, it's just a killer everywhere. So we'll be okay. It's just, it's just gonna be a long slug uphill. So that means that I probably will remain as interim executive director until at least October 1. You know, most people don't know, but I'm volunteering, and it's literally to help the budget recoup from COVID, to be honest. I mean, it's just an expensive position for us to fill. So we'll probably be putting it off till October 1, just partially for financial reasons, partially because we want to do a region-wide search for an executive director who will really fill the shoes there that we need. And that's not going to be easy because we're a Wednesday through Sunday operation. And it's hard to find people who are willing to do weekends every weekend as their regular work week. So as far as anything else in the community, I've been working with the National History local winners. You know, I mentioned to you that in March we had 2 winners for local history that I was part of with the Historical Society. 2 students who placed in the National History local awards went on to compete on the state level. Neither of them were advanced onto the national level, but I still think it's great that 2 kids from Carroll County did place highly enough that they could compete on a state level. So we have a lot to be proud of. And one of those kids was our local winner. The other kid wrote about topics that were not local, so they couldn't be called a local winner. They wrote about national topics, but I recommend you go and look at the National History local Carroll County National History Competition website, and you can see all the great projects that were sent forward by our youth. Next year, we'll have debate and discussion as a theme. So it should be exciting, and I hope we get back to in-person competitions and maybe more of us can participate. That's it for my report. How about you, Mr. Gray? Oh, you're on mute.
Let me hit unmute there. I apologize for that. I just have one item, just informational item that we are planning very shortly to go back to in-person meetings of the Historic District Commission. In-person meetings would not take place at City Hall at 1838 Emerald Hill Lane. They would be taking place at the city administrative offices located at 45 West Main Street. Chair McMasters, you saw the, I took you downstairs and showed you the new meeting room.
It's beautiful.
Once that meeting room is outfitted with the proper recording equipment, the commission would meet in that room. This room is significantly larger than the council chamber, and it is a lot easier for us to set up since it's right in the same building. So that's all I have. In the staff report I sent out, there are some photographs of the community meeting room. And that is all that I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Do we have any members of the public who wish to speak?
Madam Chair, I would. I'm not part of the public, but I would like.
No.
Okay, this computer's a little wonky. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Andrea, but I can't see you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Andrea, do you want me to do the screen share because the I don't know if there's enough bandwidth there.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay.
If you don't mind. So hopefully everybody can still hear me. We just wanted to let everyone know that after many discussions, the monument has been, it's been brought back to the city and it has been placed. So we just wanted to show you a picture of it as it's in its place. It has not yet had the plantings yet put into place. And it is on the corner that is on the opposite other centennial or bicentennial monument is. So just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. If you get a chance to stop by, you can come visit the monument. Yeah, just want to give everybody an update since we spent a lot of time talking about this.
I need to go look at it and see if I can see where they did the repair. Have you looked at it closely, Andrea?
I think he did an excellent job. I mean, I really do. I think he did a great job as well as repairing it. I look forward. I was going to take a walk, a little
It looks
closer
like
now that it's set.
It looks like it's actually been cleaned up as well.
That was my
Yes,
next comment, is
yes.
it looks remarkably clean.
Well, the base is new, but even
Yeah.
the top shield stone looks cleaned up.
Yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, that was part of the service that he was able to help us with. So it was just a really good thing.
Okay, well, that's good to know, Andrea. I didn't know it had come back to the city. Well, that's great. Good deal. Christine, do you want to say anything?
I just planned on being a really attentive participant or listener today, just to see what, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
I
invite
just
the
wanted
floor
to
to you.
absorb everything, right? So no, I don't have anything particular to say other than, looks like you have a lot going on and I'm looking forward to, participating.
Fabulous. Good, good, good. All righty. So is there anything else for the good of the order? No.
None from me, Madam Chair.
Good for you. Okay, great. So just to let Christine know, I like to make sure we meet every 2 months, whether we have business or not. Just so we all kind of remember what we're doing and where we're going and can kind of keep in touch with each other. Sometimes those meetings can be very, very short. However, sometimes if there's just literally no applications, then we'll skip a month just because there's a lot of staff involved here and there's no point in putting staff through chit chat. Everything we do has to be in the public forum. So we don't meet for coffee and plot out our strategies behind staff's back. That's just not an acceptable way to do the city's business. We have a sunshine rule, right? Andrew, do you want to talk at all about the sunshine rule?
Well, there is the Open Meetings Act, the Maryland Open Meetings Act, which by law, all business of the board must take place in open session, open to the public.
Yeah. So, I'm more than happy to chit chat with anyone to help them with questions about history, preservation. 30 years of it with the Park Service. I've got a little bit behind me to do that, but as far as just quick Zoom calls, they have to be run through the city. We can meet more frequently than once a month if there's an emergency. We can call ourselves together, but it all has to be done through the city with public knowledge and notice. And so therefore, we actually try and run our correspondence through the city as well. So basically, if there's something to share, it really kind of should go through a city person so that it's reported and then dispersed out to other people. So I do actually belong to the Celebrate America organization, which is a county-run organization, and I keep forgetting, but I am the rep for the Westminster Historic District Commission, and we meet every month, and mostly it's all around the National History Day competition, although we've been working more on pulling together some of the smaller historical organizations into one and being more cooperative. One little bonus out of that group is that we will be doing a live stream with 4 counties in Pennsylvania, the Franklin, Adams, York, and Cumberland and Carroll County. And we'll be streaming railroads for the week of November 8th through 12th. So if you have an interest in that, it's free programming and content. Our speaker on the 12th of November will be Jim Shriver talking about the Western Maryland Railroad. And Carroll County Library just today coordinated with me. They will be doing all the live streaming to all 5 historic societies. So that's like a little benefit of working with Celebrate America. I get to kind of rub elbows with new consortiums like this one, which are the historical societies. We're going to call ourselves History Consortium. I think that's the name we have right now. It's a brand new organization. I plan to invite my friend Stephanie Baslick, Dr. Baslick in Frederick, and then the Historical Society lead in Washington County to get us up to a couple more historical societies. So that's the kind of benefits we get with synergy and partnering with other organizations. So I forgot that in my report, but oh well. All right, anything else before we adjourn for the evening?
Madam Chair.
Nothing? Yeah, Andrea?
Yes, we just wanted to say, we wanted to thank Sandy for all of her work that she's done for the commission. She will be retiring soon. And so we just wanted to make sure that everyone knows that and that she knows that we really appreciate it.
Sandy, thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. It's been a pleasure working with you for these over past 6 years.
Sandy.
You're on mute, Sandy. Sandy, you're on mute.
We'd give you a big hug.
There we go.
I said, arrivederci.
Well, we're expecting Sandy to assemble for volunteer duty at the Historical Society. She's going to get about a week off before I start dogging her. So,
Let's say the Monday after you retire, Sandy, 8 a.m. report to Kristen. For,
well, we're not
additional
open on Mondays and Tuesdays, so
Oh.
she gets that much off.
Wednesday.
Thank you all.
Wednesday.
It's been my pleasure getting to know all of you and working with the Historic District Commission. It's really been an honor. Thank you.
Well, I have to say we do have a really good group. Oh, shoot, I know we're coming towards the close. Andrea, did you get the link that I did in May on the Historic District Commission for Westminster through the box lunch talks I did?
You were asking me?
I'm asking actually Andrew or Sandy. Did anybody in the city get that YouTube link?
I do not recall.
I will try and remember to send it to you tomorrow. So I did a box lunch talk. I mentioned that to you guys, I guess, in April for May Preservation Month. And my topic was, of course, the Westminster Historic District Commission. And it was an introduction to how we do things in Westminster. That talk was written with the express desire that maybe we could link it on our website as an introduction to anybody who wants to get a tax credit. It's a very generalized 40-minute talk with questions afterwards. And it's just an introduction to how tax credits work in town. So I'll send you that link, and hopefully, you know, the commission already knows how it works, but you could always use that to talk to people about how to get a tax credit. Okay, good. Help me remember, Andrew, I need to send it to you.
Will do.
All right, Sandy, thank you so much. And I guess we'll move to adjourn by hitting our leave buttons. What do you say?
We just need a motion.
Oh, okay. Please, someone motion that we close the business meeting.
And move to adjourn our business meeting.
Thank you. Second,
Seconded.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. So leave the meeting and thank you, everybody. See you next month, I hope. Thank you.
Thank you all.